folks, and welcome back to True Stories with me, Sherry Weens. Hey, before we begin this quick little video, I've noticed that there are a large percentage of you that are not subscribed to my channel, and I have a goal to reach 1 million subscribers. So if we could do that for 2025, that would just make me feel so alive. Please help us get there. Let's do this together, folks. Let's start off, first of all, by saying, oh my goodness, there's just so much that is very upsetting about all of this. I kudos China for being honest, because let's face it, we want that, right? But shame on everybody else for taking advantage of the consumer and taking our hard-earned money. I almost feel like all those people that wasted their hard-earned money on what they thought was original, authentic brand labels, they should be getting a refund or a return or something back. That's ridiculous to be taking all those hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars from the consumers for yourselves, and meanwhile you're cutting your own costs so extremely and marking it up so severely. How is that ethical or honest or good in any way, shape, or form other than for yourself? So I'm kind of shocked, but thank you, China, for being honest and laying the cards on the table. I have to say that if it means to have the quality versus having a logo, I think I'd go for the quality over the logo now. Like, I'm not going to pay $40,000 for a Birkin bag just because it has some gold emblems on it and a chain and some bling. Meanwhile, it's the exact same Birkin, exact same quality, and the exact same bag that came off the knockoff line. It's the exact same thing. So the ones that you're going to get from China are just going to be missing their logo that it's a Birkin, but it's going to look identical. It's going to feel identical. It's going to have every other piece to it, just missing the logo. I don't know, man. I don't really think logos are super important now that we're finding out the truth about them. How can you feel prestigious about buying something that's a brand when the brand is taking advantage of the consumer and they're not even being honest? Like, you might source your leathers from France. You might collect your gold and your prestigious metals and things like that from your reputable places and things like that, but you're not manufacturing these the way that you are presenting them to the public. So I'm going to share some of these clips and some of these photos and stuff, you guys. I don't want any copyright issues, so I'm not going to play the full thing, and it's all over the internet. It's not very honest of the country to go ahead and take the hard-earned tax-paying dollars from citizens off of their 40-hour, 80-hour work weeks and stuff like that. Then on top of it, they're going to retail and sell them things that they're getting at a really ridiculously cheap price, only to further put the consumers in a predicament. And it just baffles me that they've gotten away with it for this long. But there's been some pretty big brands that I've even been like all over myself. Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel, Prada, I mean, Gucci. Like, seriously, I'm so glad I did not take my hard-earned money and spend it at an authentic, genuine Louis Vuitton or Gucci store, only to find out that my product came off the same manufacturing line as the knockoffs, and it's the same quality, only to have it shipped back to the manufacturers of those prestigious countries and have their logos slapped on it and marked up at 40%. That's ripping off like everybody. And now this is going to affect the resellers market. And I'm one of those people. Like, you can't resell these Louis Vuittons and these Gucci and Prada and Versace and Chanel. Like, you cannot even resell these at decent prices to make some money to put some bread and butter on your table anymore now with this happening. Like, Louis Vuitton, what are you doing? Gucci, what are you doing? Like, you are a multi-billion-dollar empire. You can afford to, if you're going to mark up prices like that at 40% margins, you can afford to manufacture everything from where it's coming from. Makes the playing field of your profits and our spending our hard-earned money a little bit more even. I do have some suggestions for folks that are looking to source their suppliers elsewhere due to these tariff trades. If you're looking to go to a different country, my biggest suggestion is before you even contact them, create an email that is in their language. That way, when they open the email, they can automatically read it just straight from receipt rather than trying to translate a brand new language that they perhaps don't regularly use in that country. So if you're going to Mexico, do your emails in Spanish. If you're going to Turkey, do your emails in there. I'm sure that these other countries will gladly take up the business. You know, it may just be a little bit more fees for shipping or such or something, but all of those details can be worked out. It's just that if you send an English email to a different country, you may not get a response, and that could be why some of these small businesses that are really affected, and they're trying to be creative and resourceful in reaching out to other sourcings of manufacturers for supplies and stuff like that. To do so in that country's language, I think will get you a far better result than just sending an English email. Doing a quick search to the country's language and opening up like a Google Doc or just even an email to create the English thread, and then opening up a Google Translate app, you can copy and paste all of your email into the Google Translate into their language. So a little bit of research, a little bit of extra legwork, but the payoff will probably be a lot better. But please let me know what you think. Have you ever bought any luxury items from like an authentic store? And if so, do you now feel like you are maybe owed something back because now you realize that all of those products, except for the emblem on it and the logo, is actually manufactured in China, put together, and then shipped back to these places to be put on the shelf to take your hard-earned money, you know? How do you feel about it? Please tell me in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching True Stories. Bye for now.